So, gathered here today to talk about our experience with Outgunned, specifically Outgunned Adventure. And I guess right off the bat, what's your first ideas, first kind of vibe check on the system? Because we finished playing this actually just 3-4 days ago now. How do you feel in general about the system?
Good.
Cool.
Okay, maybe these one-word reviews aren't working out as well as I thought they would.
I don't know, I feel like it was a lot of fun, and from what I see, we tried only one of the many options of the settings that the game offers, and I think it works well with the vibe.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so basically, Outgunned Adventure is, or at the time of recording, was the first, actually technically the second, this standalone genre book that was released for Outgunned, in the way that you can just buy this book, the Outgunned Adventure, and you don't need the base game to play it. It completely stands on its own. If you do have the base game, you can take some other optional rules and extra roles and tropes from there to kind of spice up your experience with Outgunned Adventure. Yeah, because the first one was World of Killers, which aims to emulate this kind of John Wick, James Bond, more deadly kind of action movie. And right now, it's the Outgunned Superheroes is in development as well. And I also felt that Outgunned in general seems to play really well to this campy, almost B-movie-ish action movie tropes very well.
I thought, it captured this kind of action movie feel very well, I think. Especially the dice mechanic, actually. The way you can sort of gamble and push with the dice. I usually don't really like this kind of stuff. But here I felt that it had its place because in this action movie trope, I know that it's going to work out somehow in the end.
Okay,
it sort
I see
of
what you mean. Yeah.
Incentivizes actually engaging with this gambling stuff.
Yeah. I think it's also, it really helps with this gambling mechanic. Unlike many other systems, for example in Call of Cthulhu, you can also push your roll, but that almost always, if you fail, the consequences are way worse. As opposed to in this system, it's if you want to reroll, if you want to gamble, you're probably doing it because you didn't succeed to the level you needed anyways. So losing your lower level of success, if you don't get a better one, doesn't really hurt you that much. I think maybe it's part of it is that it kind of the risk is more mitigated with the system. I really like, in general, because we use the official Outgunned dice that don't have numbers; they have symbols. What I kind of liked about that, but I guess you can do this just as well with with dice D6s that just have the dots. Is at least as a DM, it was very easy for me to look at your dice tray and see almost instantly whether you succeeded or not, without really having to. Oh, let's now separate the dice, count, blah, blah, blah. So I think sometimes, I know a lot of people hate proprietary dice for RPGs, but I think in this case it worked. I think especially because you don't actually care about the symbols. They just have to be different enough from each other.
I guess you can use any proprietary dice here.
Technically, yes. As long as they're D6s.
All 6 sides are different.
Yeah,
and all the dice sets had different designs as well, which was pretty nice. Pretty nice touch.
Yeah, because one of the dice sets was from Outgunned Adventure, and the other one was from the original Outgunned. Yeah.
But where was the third one from?
Also from Outgunned Adventure, just a different color. It was one of their Kickstarter
Special.
Not special. What's it called? Stretch goals.
Oh.
Yeah, was to add a second different colored dice set into the box.
I don't know about the gambling mechanic. I'm not sure if it was because we were rolling so well or what, but it did feel a bit that there were no stakes and like many of our characters had like this what were they called?
Free rerolls.
Yeah, feats.
Yeah.
With like free rerolls, but it almost felt useless because well, whether I do a free reroll or I just reroll doesn't really matter. Of course, I understand that technically it does. That okay, if you have like regular success, you will lose it. But like, if I already don't succeed, like did not succeed on that, well, it doesn't matter whether I lose it or not.
Yeah.
So I feel that in our case, we actually did like gamble a lot, and we succeeded most of the times, which is what it's. I believe it gave the illusion that it didn't really matter.
Well, maybe, yeah.
Because we did get a whole lot of critical successes because of those, like sort of costly rerolls.
Yeah, because you went all in, I think, 3 times.
Yeah.
And each time it worked out.
Yes.
Weirdly enough. At least I think it worked out each time. Well,
I think once it didn't with your first initial.
Yes,
punch.
but I don't. It never really. The consequence of even that failure wasn't that bad.
Well, the consequence was that you started the fight.
Yes.
Yeah.
In general, so I
That
think
would have been the same as not attempting this.
I guess
data at
so.
all.
I guess so. So I think a lot of that comes down to my lack of experience with the system, because you should have been burning grit way more than you did. Because what you can have in this game, and what I guess you're supposed to have maybe most of the time even, are what's called dangerous rolls. So that like a dangerous roll is that if you fail, you put grit on the line, essentially. It happened, I think, to Willem's character once, or maybe twice across the whole thing. So what happens is that if you need a critical success and you don't get it, you lose 3 grit, and if it's an extreme success and you don't get it, you lose 9 grit just right off the bat. But yeah, I think I didn't maybe challenge you guys enough, because I didn't really feel the how do you call it?
The stakes being high, I guess.
No, I don't mean that. I mean from the game feels point of view as a GM, I didn't instantly grasp the balance of things. Like what would be too hard, what would be like too easy. And I think it ended up being on the easier side, although I'll have to go back and listen to it. I haven't yet, but I do have a sneaking suspicion that the RNGesus was on your side this time around.
Yeah,
because it was insane how much you were succeeding. I don't think you're supposed to succeed that much.
Yeah, I think so too. But at the same time, I think like what with the stakes being low, perhaps, and perhaps a bit of a lower challenge level, is perfectly fine for like an introductory one-shot sort of situation.
Yeah.
I still stand by my statement that in this genre trope, the stakes are narratively high, but mechanically low. So we are in the middle of this Nazi war camp. So we know that if we are caught, that's basically the end of our characters. But at the same time, it's an action movie. The heroes will make it out. We know that.
Exactly.
I had a whole like imprisonment scene like planned out for you, where you would have to roll endure to like to resist like torture and stuff, and then you would get a surreptitious chance to escape and all that. But then you would have gotten to Morocco in such a way that the Nazis would have been ahead of you, and you would have had to kind of outsmart them there.
Okay. We escaped the prison camp by using spoons to dig all the way to Morocco.
Exactly. Through the Earth's core.
But like, I still kind of feel like those feats with re-rolling were a little bit. In general, is there like, because like the way we were playing is like you almost always needed extreme success to succeed.
Extreme?
Oh, not extreme, like
critical.
the 3.
Yeah.
Critical, yeah. But like, is there any possibility, like situations where you succeed just with the regular success?
Well, the game, like the book tells you that critical is critical success is basically meant to be the average. Like most situations where you need a critical success or where you need to roll in the first place will be a critical roll.
So that's why I just feel that this feat with 3 rerolls, it's basically, it doesn't really matter if you rolled like a regular success, you still did not succeed enough, so like whether you lose it or not, who cares.
Well, one thing that we also didn't really have a chance because they didn't throw enough of these dangerous rolls at you is that technically if you, for example, have a dangerous roll where you need an extreme success, if you fail this, you will lose 9 crit. But what you can do with lower successes in that case is you can do damage, like damage control. So if you fail an extreme success but you get a basic success, you, instead of taking 9 crit damage, you take 8. But if you had a critical success, when you need an extreme, you take like 3 off. So you only take 6 damage, like crit damage. But I think that was my fault for not putting you enough in situations where you had a legitimate chance of losing crit. Although I do feel like from the GM point of view that you did kind of come up with, if not clever, then at least fun ideas that I kind of wanted to reward with either extra dice or easier rolls. Because there is another system that I think we had a few times. I think it was when the Nazis were shooting at you, maybe, where sometimes you can have these, like, for example, 2 critical rolls, where you need to have 2 critical successes, which is supposed to be easier than having 1 extreme success. Though I'm not so sure about that.
That's usually how it works with like poker-like things.
We had that a couple of times, I think, in the actual adventure, and in that case, it will be harder because if you have like 6 or 7 dice, you have pretty good odds of rolling like 3 of a kind. Yeah, but with 7 or 6 dice to roll 3 plus 3 of a kind, that's significantly more difficult.
Yeah, it was super fun, and it really fit the sort of 80s, 90s action movie sort of setting.
Yeah,
and it really shows. It really comes through in this gameplay, I think.
I don't know if this ever happened when we succeeded but not enough. I don't remember.
I think it did.
So this success at a cost kind of thing, I know you have thoughts about that. You want to comment?
Yeah. In general, this like success at a cost, my main issue with this in many systems, like in Blades in the Dark, for example, is that it puts so much like pressure on the GM to keep coming up with this, oh, you succeed, but this happens. And that can get very tiring, like mentally taxing as a GM. So in some senses, like this, what I liked about this book, or like the Outgunned adventure, is that it gives you this easy choice that if you don't succeed enough, you just you still do the thing, but you take crit damage. It's just, you can just go with this. It has some like stamp or like standard consequences that you can have, because one of the big things that Outgunned touts in all 4 of its books that I've read when it comes to rules is that failure should not stop the story. That it should at worst make you think of a different angle of approach. It's actually something that was weirdly similar in Mausritter, where the rulebook tells you that even if characters fail, most of the times they should still be able to do the thing, but they also lose something, like gain a condition, lose some HP, lose a piece of gear or something.
That's true for a rainy system, really.
Yeah.
Well, I guess yeah, it is. It's kind of good GM practice to do that, but it's just I've only seen in more recent books or more recent systems where they like specifically outline that as a design element, that you should do it this way or that way. So let me think, what else? How did it feel to create the character?
I really liked the sort of tropes and roles of the like sort of the movies of that era turned into like classes of sorts, and the sort of unscrupulous rogue and the dashing handsome action hero and whatever else. It's a really good fun, I believe.
Yeah, I really like the physical elements that they gave him, like the cards with all the tropes and the like classes, like roles. It was very nice.
I didn't like the character advancement, and the reason was that it felt like it was narratively unjustified. That we suddenly, in the span of it was one adventure, right?
Yeah.
There was no sort of downtime for us. But then we suddenly got these extra skill points and even an extra feat. So actually, this is my question to you: is that how it's supposed to be, or did it just turn out that way because we were rushing to fit it into one session?
So in the sense of like character advancement as a whole is a very optional thing in Outgunned, because you like the main way that you're kind of supposed to play this game, at least the way I understand it from reading, you basically play it as a movie. And yeah, you have some character development, but you don't have the classical like character advancement. Besides becoming less of an asshole, like Jack O'Donnell from The Mummy doesn't really change from the start of the movie until the end, right? He does change if you go to the second movie. There he's like a little bit different. So I think that's what kind of Outgunned suggests for the most part, is that you have advancement when it makes sense or when you want to have it as a GM. Otherwise, you leave it as if you're playing, if you think of it like you're trying to do a movie trilogy, quote unquote, that between the movies you give this like advancement. I just thought that it seemed, as I was writing the adventure, it seemed like a good spot, because I thought that you would have gone through more trouble to get to that point. Because I honestly, at least from my point of view as a GM, I wasn't really rushing you guys, at least I don't think so. It just kind of ended up in this way that a lot of the ideas that I had, or the complications that I had thought for you, you either circumvented them with clever ideas, or, well, clever, quote unquote, or you just happened to roll so well that they never became much of an issue.
Yeah, I would agree with Simon on that. Like, maybe feet was a bit too generous. But, yeah. But in general, yeah, talking about character creation, I would say that it was relatively fast, like, and easy. Of course, yeah, it takes some time to, like, if you want to think of a certain concept. But, yeah, in terms of that, every, like, role and trope has, like, a set of feet you can choose from, like skills you can add to, so it was like pretty brainless.
I believe in character progression. In terms of character progression, maybe it's better to simply like, as with Call of Cthulhu, keep track of the ones you already rolled, and maybe just you can only like progress those stats.
Yeah, that is an idea of how to do it as well. I just for the podcast, I try to do things as by the book as I can, just to kind of get a feel for it. But I honestly do think that I probably should have skipped advancement for this one shot, because it didn't really like. Yeah, you did some things that maybe would have warranted it if you had wanted to tie it narratively to like, I don't know, Simon's character getting another point in shoot, because I think you managed to shoot down the Nazi planes.
The skills can be justified maybe somehow, but the extra feat I think is maybe too much.
Probably. Yeah.
Especially if I was somehow to get money backs in the middle of the game, for example. Like, where did the money come from?
Whoops, you found out that there was Nazi gold in the plane.
That tracks.
And then I decided to hog it all to myself.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, because...
How could you do this to me?
Because I kind of liked this general vibe that Outgunned gave me as a GM as well, is that it kind of made it very easy to let go of things, in the sense that, like, don't worry about it, it's an action movie.
Yeah.
I genuinely have grown fond of like these types of systems and sessions especially, because I think like these work really well for entertainment value.
Yeah, because sometimes you can really get bogged down with mechanics and realism.
Yeah.
And
You have to buy into the premise and then
Yeah.
you're fine.
Yeah.
And for that, listen to our next.
But yeah, from the running side of it, I would say Outgunned is pretty simple. You have, like, enemies consist of just, they have an attack and they have a defense. That is just the amount of success you need to have to either dodge their attack or to hit them. They have a certain amount of, like, crit, if you bring it down. And you can, if you want, you can give them special moves. The Nazi actually had several special moves, but you caught him off guard. So I thought that he's not gonna, like, have a grenade down his pants, which he was originally supposed to have, or automatic weapons.
Is
It
it a
would've-
grenade in your pants, or are you just happy to see me?
Honestly, having a grenade down your pants while you are shaving, that's a power move.
Yeah, he's replaced his balls with grenades.
Beautiful.
Yeah, because it was originally supposed to be a kind of reoccurring villain.
Okay.
Because if you hadn't been so successful at the camp, you would have met him again in Morocco. But it just kind of felt like too much of a contrivance to suddenly have him there as well. Because the British agent was already a contrivance.
Yeah.
And I just, like, when I was writing this, I didn't think about how I guess what I was doing, I was thinking it from a 21st century perspective, where you can be, like, tracked by your phones and shit like that. I didn't really think about it in the sense that, yeah, how would he know? How would he make it there before you? This is what it is, I guess, at this
No,
point.
it was planned. It was all planned.
I mean, after all, we did go back with the German plane,
Yeah.
and that information would have reached him. And
Well, we probably reported it ourselves.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I should cut that in as, like, we
Yeah.
should record it now afterwards.
Yeah, no. You should just read in an obviously different voice and splice it in there.
So yeah,
Calling all cars! Calling all cars!
I think Outgunned for a GM to run, once you read through the book once, like, with purpose, I think it's actually rather easy to just off the top of your dome kind of come up with something and keep the thing running relatively easily.
I also feel like it's one of those systems that you can just pick up at any time.
Yeah.
Just create a character. You can even, like, if you from the player side, if no one has prepped a character or anything, you can just shuffle and draw the cards and get your roll, get your trope, and then just think of a character based on that.
Yeah, actually, that's also a good point. It's that's true. The Outgunned does kind of fit into this idea of the kind of game that if your regular RPG night gets cancelled, like someone has to be somewhere or something, but everyone's already kind of set the time aside, or maybe it's very last minute and they, like, some people are already there. You just kind of pull this out and be like, well, here's an action movie premise. Let's go. Because I think the characters we made, I think the recording itself at least is, I think, 49 minutes for the character creation episode. I don't know how short we will cut it down when it comes to the actual, like, published episode.
there's also like an introduction there of the characters, and you know, it's one thing where you just like do it, and the other one you kind of have to like talk about what you're doing. So I think overall, like maybe like half an hour max.
I did feel like some of the tropes fit some of the classes or roles so much better than others.
I think that's true because there's a funny option you can, I guess, do is if you take the daredevil role, there's a cowardly lion trope.
Yeah.
You can be both.
I mean,
people are complicated.
It would be kind of fun to try to play that out. Yeah. Actually, it's kind of a goose up.
I guess you have this kind of character that when shit hits the fan, they like lock in and actually are brave. Mm-hmm. But they're... Oh, actually, you know who that distinctly reminds me of? Jesus, who was the... Jesus. Who was Evie's brother in The Mummy? Was it Jonathan, I think?
Jonathan, yeah.
Yeah. He's the exact trope of that, actually.
It's actually a pretty good example of it. Yeah.
For some reason, I've seen the Mummy movie twice, but I remember literally nothing about it.
Have you seen the sequel?
Once, yes.
Mm-hmm. Have you seen the remake?
No.
It doesn't. What remake?
That doesn't exist. Yeah, that was an alternate universe. Mandela effect.
It didn't really leave an impression on me, I guess.
Mm-hmm. I think it will very much depend on when you see it.
Oh yeah.
I was quite little at the time. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe 12.
Isn't that kind of?
Oh, that should be the exact
most impressionable
moment.
Well, I just said the number off the top of my head. I don't actually know.
Okay, because I was even younger when I first saw it, and it did leave a very distinct impression on me about like what I consider to be an adventure movie. Like The Mummy is my quintessential adventure movie. Yeah,
same.
The Indiana Jones is like close second after that. Specifically, actually, not Raiders of the Lost Ark, but what was the second one? Temple of Doom.
Temple of Doom. Yeah.
The worst one. Well, no, there's the fourth and fifth, so I guess.
What fourth and fifth?
But I think we maybe...
Yes, so we're... Oh, I guess because at the end of the day, I feel that Outgunned has a very strong base, and it's perfect for emulating action movies and adventure movies and this kind of things. It doesn't really have a lot of depth, in my opinion. Mm-hmm. But on the other hand, does it need to?
Yeah, exactly.
Right? If you're
exactly my thought. Yeah.
If you're playing it as like a movie, and I guess if you have like a 3-act movie, you can cut it up into 3 sessions, or you can do like a trilogy of movies.
Why stop a trilogy? I mean, like look at Fast and Furious.
It's no. How many are there?
11.
There's 11. So what's that in Latin? Because the 10 would be technology.
Undecology.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
That's for the family.
For the family. That's why they went to space that one time, I think.
Speaking of space, is there like a sci-fi mode?
Look, I have only one of the action flick books.
Yeah.
So there's going to be a third one. There's Action Flicks Volume 1. I have Volume 2, and I will have Volume 3 at some point as well. Let me check what ones they have here. Would you look at they have Star Knights.
Legally distinct. Do not sue.
Yes. Together with legally distinct the Power and Power Swords.
That's just lazy.
It really is.
Come on, at least call them like anti-tenebrous scimitars. Yeah.
They also have like other kind of cool stuff in the action flicks too. For example, Army of Evil, which is I guess it's like. It's Resident Evil, but the later ones, where it's an apocalyptic wasteland.
Oh, yeah.
They also have Furious Wasteland, which is totally not a Mad Max ripoff.
What? No.
Yeah. And Quack Tales.
Oh.
What?
Yeah, where you play ducks.
I want that. Why didn't we do this one?
That actually sounds super fun.
Yeah.
Well, maybe off podcast we can do that once. So any other final thoughts before we close this post-mortem?
It was cool. It was a lot of fun.
It was it really fit the sort of setting and narrative, and I believe I would definitely like to. So at some point, play it again.
Yeah, I feel it's really great for these kind of one-shot deals when you don't know what else to do, and you're just in the mood for this actiony, kind of high stakes, but also you're gonna succeed type of things. Which is
when you want to eat the block of cheese.
What?
But metaphorically.
What the fuck? What are you referring? What is this?
You don't ever get that craving?
Funnily enough, I do, but still.
Funnily enough, he doesn't only have the craving, he actually does that.
Fair enough.
we don't talk about it.
I had some sort of thought that I was going to add on to this.
But the block of cheese ruined it.
Yeah, it did. It's just have like little cheeses floating around my head, like in a cartoon.
They do that.
What I was about to say is that it feels it is a very good game to play slightly drunk, I feel.
No, absolutely.
I was sober, still had fun.
No, I'm not saying that you can't have fun, but it is this kind of game where the mechanics are simple enough that you don't have to where do my bonuses come from? What is this math?
Okay, in that sense.
Yeah.
You were actually drunk by proxy.
Oh. I mean, Simon was also sober, so it was 50-50.
So, I guess that's our thoughts on Outgunned, and from what it seems like, we'll be testing. I do want to test this out with some of our other friends, see how they respond to this kind of thing. I think Raul would probably have fun with this.
I demand DuckTales.
So be it.
You mean Quacktails?
You mean Quack
Sorry,
Tales.
Quacktails.
Quack stories.
Are you sure it's about ducks? Maybe it's about
No.
crazy conspiracy theorists.
So, I guess thank you for listening, and we'll meet you next week for the character creation for Weapons of the Gods.
Yeah, that's the name of the system.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I won't make a French accent this time.
This is not the beach, this is a bathtub. That's exactly the cadence that Simon had right now. But I'm starting to believe you're not even a professor.
Wait a minute.